Welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario 64, here at Trippy Commentaries. I'm RJ. Corey, of course, is joining. Corey, I know you're a little bit under the weather. How you feeling, man?
I'm definitely on the rebound here. Like you said, still a little bit under the weather, but hopefully a little bit of this Mario 64 action will be just what the doctor ordered.
Unfortunately, we have to jump into Tick Tock Clock. Not one of my favorites because a lot of times I die here. But let's go ahead and climb up the clock, see how we can do, and hopefully obtain another star. We're at 72, so we still have a little bit more to go. But we can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't sure what time to jump in, so I just jumped in at a random time. But it looks like it shouldn't be too difficult. Hopefully, I can contend with this. C-Dub, what do you remember from Tick Tock Clock?
I do remember that if you jump in, I believe it's when the minute hand is on 12, everything will freeze. Much like you said, I died a lot on this level. I can remember getting way up to the very tip top and then getting hit by one of these little flames here, and of course, hauling ass right off the edge of the cliff.
Oof, yeah, that was a close call there. Alright, I believe I already got this star, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to keep going up more and more. The further up I go, the more chance I have of dying. Now, the newest Mario Kart game that just came out not too long ago, we've been playing that here at Trippy Commentaries, actually has a level called Tick Tock Clock, so that was a little bit surprising to me. It really doesn't look at all like this level, but it's kind of cool that they have a nice reference to Super Mario 64. Looks like we got a 1-up. Of course, every time you restart the game, all of your 1-ups are stripped, and that's another part of the game that's a little bit difficult. I believe in the last episode we got a game over, so maybe it's a good thing in this point. Alright, let's keep going higher. Alright, let's see which one we're trying to get. The pit and the pendulums. Oh boy, not these guys again. Gonna have to sneak by. I'm trying to remember the pit and the pendulums. I think it's just up ahead. Do you remember that one, Corey?
Yeah, I believe it involves, now I could be wrong. I could be mistaken here. I think it's, you go up, I believe, one more level, and there is the hand of a clock that you have to stand on. And it will take you across a big open spot, a big pitfall there, and you will be able to jump over and grab the, what would be the 73rd star, if I'm correct.
I think this one is it right here. I guess we'll find out, because I'm not going any further. This is close enough. Oh, damn. Apparently there's a gap here. Alright, I'm not even going to worry about those coins. Let's see here. One thing we will have to do in the next episode, Corey, that I'm not looking forward to, is we're going to have to get 100 coins on this level. That's going to be tough, but we managed to get this star. Let's see which one it is. Star number 73. Aha, that was it. The pit and the pendulums. Let's take it and run. I'm happy about that for now. I am not even going to attempt jumping into Rainbow Road. We'll procrastinate on that one a little bit longer. Let's see what else we have. What are we thinking here, Corey? Shall we dare? I hate to do it, but I think we're going to have to jump back in to Wet Dry World.
Let's do it.
Express elevator, hurry up. Do you have any idea how to do this one?
Let's see.
I sure don't.
Aha! I remember. You're going to have to go over and completely drain the water. Well, no. Well, yeah. You got to completely drain the water to the bottom. And then there's a block over there near the switch to drain it that you have to break. And there's an elevator. You'll have to go up to the very top of the level, of course, and step on it. And then drop all the way down and climb inside the cage to hop on the elevator. Of course, this is one of those things where you think, hey, I can just use the wall kicks and I can climb up there and everything will be good. Except you can't. You absolutely have to get on the elevator. I can't remember how many times whenever I originally played this game, I kept trying to do that, just jump all the way up there, and I could see it. I could see the star, but I never got it. And finally, I figured it out.
Yeah, it sounds pretty similar to my own. Well, keep getting thrown about by this guy. I better get some coins. But yeah, it definitely sounds like my history with this mission. I hate this level, as I've mentioned a couple times before. We are almost dead. Let me grab these blue coins here. We have a Daddy Longlegs walking around. All right, so what did you say, Corey? That was a little bit confusing to me, your instructions. So should I just head to the top of the level?
Yes, absolutely. You should head to the top, and then up there near the top, there's a purple switch. And once you hit that switch, you'll see some blocks that will appear, and you can, of course, climb up to the top. And just on the other side, once you get up there, there'll be a little wooden-looking elevator that you stand on, and that activates it to go down. I would make sure that you do have full life before you take the plunge, but you're basically going to have to step on the elevator platform, jump all the way down, of course, falling possibly to your doom if you don't have enough health. And then sneak in under that little gate there and wait for the elevator to come down. Hop on it, and you are on your way to star number 74.
All right, we'll meet you guys at the top. All right, we have made it to the top after getting thrown around by the stupid-ass shovel monsters. There is the star. Corey says to step onto this elevator here, quickly fall down, still ground pound to avoid getting damaged, and barely make it up. And I believe this should bring us up to the star. Corey, we have gotten our 74th star now.
Yes, sir.
I think I've had enough of Wet Dry World for this episode. We are definitely getting some stars accomplished there, though, so that's good. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and head back down towards the lower levels of the castle. Corey, let's say we jump into... I'm thinking, let's see what we have to do here at Snowman's Land. Or actually, I'm sorry, this isn't Snowman's Land. This is Cool Cool Mountain, as I always get them confused. Oy, Frosty Slide for the 8 red coins. This one can't be too difficult.
No, I do recall that the 8 red coins are in somewhat difficult locations. If you'll turn around right back behind you, I believe you already missed one.
Alright, let's head back. We got the little penguin up here. Where do you think one is? I'm not seeing it.
You go back to where the start was, and then you go around to the right-hand side. I believe there's one right over here.
Alright, I think I saw where you're talking about. Unfortunately, I fell down. I remember there is a portal. Oh, there's one right there. There's a thing that teleports you back to the top of the mountain at the bottom. So we'll just have to use that to get back up to the top. Here is red coin number 2. We must have left a couple behind at least. Let's see if we can go on a scavenger hunt and find all of the red coins. Now, the red coins, I remember, were first introduced back in Super Mario World 2, which was Yoshi's Island. And they've really kind of taken an odd change in the Mario series, as I think I might be flying down the side. No! Wow, that was a nice save by myself here. But yeah, now they've kind of taken a change. There's the teleport over here. And I know in Super Mario, or the new Super Mario Brothers Wii, they've kind of become a weird item to where when you collect all 8 red coins, they give you a power-up. And they kept that around for Super Mario 3D World as well. So basically you can get, you know, your Tanuki suit, anything like that. I mean, what do you think about that change, Corey? I feel like they probably should be doing something more with the 8 red coins, even though I'm not a fan of them to begin with. But now they've taken the form of pretty much just collecting them to give us a power-up.
Yeah. You know, it seems to be a pretty cool addition. I mean, It's not really anything too special, I agree. I feel like they should maybe add a little something else in there, perhaps. But you know, it's one of those staples of the Mario series where you got to go on the big hunt for the items. It's another chase quest, so
Yeah.
you know.
Did you ever play the Yoshi's Island game there, Super Mario World 2?
Yes, I did. I used to have nightmares about the sound of Mario crying.
I hear that a lot. You know, I really did enjoy that game, and the crying never really bothered me until, you know, as of, not really recent, but in my later years when I started to hear people complaining about that. Now it sticks out more. But I remember back in the day, I never really thought about it, and I thought that game was pretty sick. They're starting to make sequels aplenty for it. They have a new one coming out for the Nintendo Wii U that kind of is reminiscent of Kirby's Epic Yarn game. So they're really doing some interesting things. But in that game, the original Yoshi's Island, the 8 coins were hidden throughout the level. So they looked the exact same as the regular coins. But of course, when you got them, you could tell it made a special chime. And of course, it was one of the 8 red coins. You remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was kind of cool.
We can see another red coin right over here. I believe the next one we're going to have to go over to the other half of the stage to get it. Which, of course, you have to go down here to the bottom and then employ the use of either the cannon. Well, no, I guess only the cannon. You can't necessarily use that ski lift there. So I think you just fire your way over to the other side, and I believe it's over there, if I'm not mistaken. How many red coins do we have now?
Let's grab this one here, and it'll tell us. I'm not sure either. Okay, that's number 6, so we have 2 more. We did see one at the top of this lift, so this will take us to 1, and we'll just have 1 more. We still do have to find the Bob-omb buddy as well, C-Dub. Oh, there he is. I'm not going to risk it. We'll come back and get him another time. Knowing my luck, I will try to jump to that small little island, and I will fall off. Oh, there we go.
You know, I seem to remember the last one is in a pretty precarious position. It's basically inaccessible without the cannon, or if you fall off just the right place on the mountain.
We'll have to hunt that down. I'll grab the ones that we've already obtained, of course, and we'll meet you guys after getting the 7th red coin. Alright, so here is red coin number 7 now. We have not found red coin number 8 yet, so we'll head back to the top and see if we could track it down. Alright, we have found the last red coin. There it is. Now the question is, how are we going to get to it? Hopefully we can pull off some crazy athleticism. Oh, no. We'll have to find a way up there. Here we go. Alright, there it is. We have found the final red coin, and it's not too far away either. Alright, and here we are, star number 75. 3/4 to 100. Corey, we're making some progress.
Most definitely, man. We've got quite a few more difficult stars to go, so it's definitely going to take our highest skills.
Yep, that is for sure. We have saved all of the hardest stars for last. I'm not sure if we got all of the stars in Thwomp's Fortress. Let's go check it out. Red coins on the floating isle. More red coins, Corey.
Yes. This one isn't too difficult from what I recall.
Now, there is a hidden owl that you can find right here in this tree. And this is actually one of the more secret power-ups, I guess you can call him. Because if you grab onto this owl, he's one of the best power-ups in the game. You can pretty much go anywhere you want with him. Man, whatever happened to this owl, Corey? How come he has never made a return?
You know, he did make a return, of course, in the remake of this game for the DS. But other than that, you know, that's about it. Of course, we see that island right there with the star on it. which is this Mr. Owl is crucial for the actually getting that star. It's the only way you can get it.
Yeah, to get over to these islands, other than taking that owl, you're supposed to knock over this big, you can see that big plank right there. But we just took Mr. Owl all the way to the top, of course. Alright, had a quick phone call I had to make. Had to do a little pause action there. Here we have another red coin. Corey, this is the first time that you've, of course, been part of the playthrough here at WHOMP'S Fortress. This has got to be one of the best levels in the game, in my opinion. What say you?
I have to agree. I feel like the design of this one was really cool. It had all the best parts of the levels in this game. Of course, there are some spots, with these sleeping piranhas that were kind of a pain in the ass originally. I can remember whenever I first played it, I could not figure out how to defeat these damn piranhas. And of course, I figured out that you had to sneak up on them while they are asleep and punch them square in the mouth.
Yes. Alright, here's the Bob on Buddy. We got to track down all the 8 red coins. I know there's one right here. I guess I'll use this cannon now. One star that we already got was I think it's called like chip off the old block or something like that, where you have to shoot this cannon into this wall right here. And I remember that was a little bit cryptic for me as a young buck. Did you have a tough time with that one? Or I can imagine you might have even found it by accident.
Yeah, most definitely. There's that one you have to shoot, and then I believe there's another one you have to shoot on a platform that's off to the left of that.
Yeah.
And land just right to get another star, which, at the time, though, man, the addition of the cannons were so awesome to the Mario game. A lot of stuff, here we are in 2014, going back and, sometimes even the best looking HD games don't even impress people anymore. But, I mean, for anyone who wasn't around in 1996 playing this, there's a lot to be said about how revolutionary this game really was and how impressive it was at the time.
Yeah, well said, C-Dub. Going back to the cannons there, it's funny, how they're both pretty much in opposite directions. And I think we might have even gotten both of those in the first episode of the playthrough. Of course, with them being right there, we just got them back to back. One thing that I thought made the cannon so fun, because I remember that as well, the cannon sometimes is a little bit too touchy nowadays, but one of the things that made it so fun, I think, when we first were introduced to it here in Mario 64 was the N64 controller layout, where you had that joystick right there in the middle of the controller. So I really feel like that helped us kind of get a grip on the cannon. It might be a little bit diminished now that most of these controllers that we use nowadays have 2 joysticks, including the Wii U Classic controller that I'm using right now. But I think that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, most definitely. I remember at the time the camera buttons, I was like, camera buttons? What? But, I mean, it seems like to me they almost included those camera buttons almost just for this game in a way. Because, I mean, let's face it, without the camera buttons, there's certain angles in this game where you would be completely screwed.
Yeah, well, there's one other game that I think it also probably had a lot to do with as well, and that was Ocarina of Time, another game that came out very early on in the N64 lifespan. I'm not sure if it was day 1, but it probably was very close. And that game, of course, as well, made use of those C buttons as well. And there we have it. That's the final red coin, and we can get another 8 red coin star out of the way. Not too bad, C-Dub.
Not too bad, my friend. We're inching our way toward, of course, our final goal of 120 stars. We have acquired number 76. Where will our adventures take us next, RJ?
Well, I have a question for you, C-Dub. I'm kind of putting you on the spot. What would you classify as your favorite level in the game?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I do have to say that I like Tall Tall Mountain quite a lot.
Tall Tall Mountain? Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and head to that level. and we'll make that our last star in this episode. If I remember correctly, of course, we jumped into that level in the last episode. I think we only have one normal star left. We still have to get the 100 coins, which isn't too difficult, but we only have this breathtaking view from the bridge star left, and then we'll have all 6 of the Tall Tall Mountain stars.
Yes, I do believe we have to climb to the very top of this and jump behind the waterfall to acquire this star, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, I was trying to remember how to do that one. Do we have to stop the waterfall's current, or can we pretty much just jump right through it?
I believe you can just jump right through it. I think you can either jump from the bridge or perhaps from the highest flat point there on the very top of the mountain. You know, you can kind of jump into where the water falls off the cliff there and just hold against the cliff, and you should be able to get it.
One thing that's kind of interesting I want to mention, of course, we just ran by the monkey. That monkey will steal your hat if you let him get too close. One thing that they've changed in the... Oh, damn, got hit by a cannonball here. One thing that they've changed in the Mario universe is in this game, when you lose your hat, Mario becomes weaker. Almost showing that perhaps the hat is a symbol of power or something for Mario. But in the newer Mario games, the 2D platformers, as we just jumped by the star up there, it's more of a reward. If you can get up to 100 lives, Mario will have no hat on. So it does not take away his power. It pretty much is just, I guess, a little bit of an Easter egg. You get to play with Mario with no hat. Kind of interesting. I always thought that's funny. You know, during the first time I figured that out, I was like, damn it, is Mario weaker or what's going on? Okay, so here's what happened. We hit this purple switch, C-Dub, and it appears that it made a block right there next to that star. So I'm assuming we just have to hit the switch and try to time it up to where we can stand on that block, and that should be the secret to getting this final star. And there you have it. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode. We hope you are having as much fun with the playthrough as we are. Make sure to stay tuned. We will be going after star number 78, and we have a lot of 100 coin stars to grab. In fact, in the next episode, we'll actually start off in one of the levels getting one of those 100 coin stars. We'll probably start off with like 97 coins, something like that. But thanks again for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it. And make sure to stay tuned. C-Dub, take us out, man.
Yeah, guys, make sure, you know, as we go on this Mario quest, to stay tuned. Do us a huge favor, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Definitely helps us out a lot. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a family member, tell your dog, tell whoever you can to watch Trippy Commentaries. Thank you so much to all our loyal viewers out there. And as always, stay tuned and stay a Trippy.